Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And the releases just keep coming as we're taking a look at from the Transformers Studio series. This is Core Class Mohawk. Mohawk is a character from the movie The Last Knight. Never seen the film, but just judging by the look and the size of the character, something tells me this was a Decepticon that was used primarily for comedic relief, and maybe even joined the Autobots towards the end. As I said, the early releases keep coming. This is another Studio Series figure that was actually supposed to be released in February. So we're only a month off, so that's a little bit better than what it was. Um, right off the bat, I have to say, I think that Hasbro has finally captured the style and ability to do a transforming um, Harley Davidson Softail style motorcycle. Um, Instead of like the ones that we've seen that are how can I put it, like the Japanese style that are slimmer, more built for speed. These are the ones that when you think of like Ghost Rider, the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, or Wolverine, those type of motorcycles that they would ride. The traditional bikers. I mean, this is very close to it, and I think they figured out the transformation that will give us a good-looking motorcycle mode and a articulated and fun to handle robot mode. The motorcycle does roll very nicely. There is a lot of detailing here on the sides, the engine, handlebars, stuff like that. All well done. I really appreciate how spoilers, what'll be the legs, have a way to taper inward to give you that profile of the motorcycle. Now, on this side, you can see that Mohawk's weapon is stored. It's a little bit of it's like a knife, well, hunting, like Cybertronian hunting knife. So you can just pop that off. And I think we'll just go into the transformation from here. Um, very simple, but fun. The first thing you want to do is obviously remove the weapon, but then you want to come back to this seat area that's also the rear wheel cowling and unpeg it from here. That's the feet, and you just want to bring that straight up. There's a slot there that's formed when the legs peg together that goes into a tab. And then you want to split the legs. Now, one thing to keep in mind when going back um, to vehicle mode is there are slots on the inside of the legs that will actually sit in tabs on uh, the vehicle mode on the steering wheel there. So just that will help guide you in and line it up. They don't really peg in, they just sit. So flip that around. You want to come around this way and then just rotate the legs forward just like so. And I'm going to leave them like that right now. Little motorcycle girl walk mode. The next step is you want to come to these side panels. These are actually the arms, and you're going to peg them from the side, and they are on a double joint. Oop, first time that. And so you just want to bring them down on that shoulder hinge. Try not to pop them off. Rotate it forward and unfold the arms. Do it again on this side. And once you get it lined up, they do peg in quite nicely. So just bring it down again on that side, and then bring it out just like this. So we're coming along quite nicely. The next step is to flip up what was the front wheel. You want to bring it up just like so. And there's a there's the hinge here that will naturally stop right about there. And then you just want to rotate the wheel on that second hinge so it's facing up. At this point, you can bring down the legs, bring down the arms. Uh, and then on this one, which was the rear wheel, fold it out like so, and then bring it up like that. And again, you want that sitting, so almost like making like a 90-degree angle. Finally, um, I would, you know, from the grabbing Mohawk's head by the fin and putting your thumb right there to help fold it up, and that will soft detent into place. So All that's left is to adjust the figure, get it standing, just like so. In terms of, you can hold the weapon, but there's also weapon storage. There's a little tab right there on the seat that the knife can peg into. And I will admit, bigger hands, kind of tricky to handle. There we go. And I was actually very surprised by the amount of articulation in the figure. Ball joints in the shoulders. You have a ball joint at the elbow as well as that transformation hinge, so you have a lot of movement there. Um, and you do have, even though the wheel's there, you do are able to move the arm out quite a bit, so that is nice. And of course, you can adjust the wheel as you see fit. Ball joint at the hips. You have the knee joint here that kind of locks into place, and then you have ball joints at the ankles, so you do have some ankle pivot. Now, the big thing, and this is where I think there has to be some discussion. The head is articulated, it can rotate left and right. Also, the mouth can open and close. That's really cool. There is also another feature to this, to Mohawk, that I think has to do with something in the movie, and that's the head is removable. Pops right off the post there. Now, here's my problem. I got this figure from Amazon. The head was missing. It was actually rolling around in the packaging. And as you all know how Amazon packages things, there was a good possibility that um, had the box shifted ever so slightly, that head could have ended up in the packaging box and could have been lost. Now, I haven't heard from other people having the problem with getting the figure and having it um, missing its head yet, but people have already expressed concern that since this is an open packaging, of all the parts to the figure that they've secured in the packaging, the least secured part and the easiest to grab, would you believe, is the head. So I think Hasbro really should have thought about that before releasing this figure, especially since it has been reported that, yeah, there was a lot of head stealing, not just of their figures, but of other companies' figures. Um, I don't know if down the line Mohawk is going to get a case refresh that they're when they replace the put the windows back in on everything. Um, so I don't want to tell you to wait and buy that version because then again, it depends if you're ordering online, who has the stock of what. But it is something worth mentioning. Well, uh, that's about it. I think we'll pause and we will come back with my final. Like I said at the beginning, I am very impressed with Mohawk. I am impressed with the transformation, and I am impressed with the motorcycle look. I'm a bit of a motorcycle aficionado, and I do enjoy the Harley Davidson Softails. So whenever I can see that represented in Transformers, and it's a decent figure, uh, I do appreciate that. I'm trying to think back to Cybertron. There was the scout figure. I can't remember its name, but its late rifle was named Dutch, and the figure, the motorcycle mode was fantastic, and I still think it's the best motorcycle mode that Hasbro has done. Transformation was fine, but unfortunately, what ended up happening is due to the design of the arms and the weapon, Dutch. Uh, the figure couldn't hold it in a realistic pose, and it was even supposed to be a sniper, I think. So yeah, this does not have any of those problems, and I'm curious to see if maybe with a little retooling, if they're gonna you know use this mold again as a different character. Who knows? I mean, they usually don't do original characters that were not movie based. So, but then again, they did Novocaine, so maybe. But yeah, definitely this is a fun figure. There's a lot of articulation packed into this small size. An articulated mouth, fully articulated arms, the hips, the knees, the feet. The only thing really missing is a waist swivel, and I think with the use of the ball joints and the overall design of the figure, it's not really that missed. So if you're interested in it, definitely pick the figure up. I think it's fun and it's quite enjoyable. So yeah, that's about it for the review. Um, if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe. As I always say, I appreciate the views, but the likes, comments, and subscriptions are what YouTube looks at to promote the channel, and it's their way of it's the algorithm's way of saying this channel should be exalted and held upon high. Want to make the ultimate sign of support? I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you to help me help you bring figures like Mohawk to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. But as I always say, can't afford the $1 a month, $12 a year, your views are more than thanks enough. We had a great end to 2023, and 2024 is starting off okay. Can always be better, but I hope you guys are with me because there's a lot more to come, and we're having a good old time. So, once again, this is your old pal Chuck, or Mohawk. We will see you next time.